Higher consciousness is the greatest gift for regular life. If all that one has is a regular life, then it's like being in a cage. But abiding in higher consciousness and being in regular life is beautiful. Walking in the park, appreciating the freshness of the air, the sun kissing your cheeks, the wind blowing your hair, the birds singing in your ears, and your feet walking on the grass is beautiful. Higher consciousness gives that transcendence, and yet it is not disconnected from everyday here and now. This is not spiritual escapism. We're not trying to run away from our worldly duties. When we accept equally all the successes and failures equally, somehow they're both very important. When we accept them with pure heart, with a clean mind, and when we carry on our worldly duties with responsibility and yet unattached, this is an integration of higher consciousness. Because spirituality is meeting life fully, meeting the life, not only meeting your light body. Spirituality is not only meeting rainbows and unicorns, but meeting life fully, deeply, wholly, adequately. Adequately means as much as required of you, not less, and not drowning into too much. So spirituality means meeting life fully, not drowning in it, and not being aloof in life, and not being overpowered by the opposites, neither being conditional, reacting conditionally to life. Life is not conditional. Conditioning is conditional. Life gives us fullness of experience and plenty of opposites. Life gives us plenty of opposites, which create sometimes too much fullness of life. Sometimes they say, oh God, it's too much of life. You're giving me too much. And that's why we need higher consciousness. We need that space, that higher capacity to meet life in fullness. Because life is very abundant. Oh yes, it's very full. It's very abundant and full of what you like, and even more so of what you don't like. It's abundance. Nowadays, in the age of globalization, we suddenly had abundance of products and services. Our grocery stores became endless rows of choices. You go to a grocery store to buy some tea, and it's like rows and rows and rows of black tea and green tea and this and this and this and that and various brands. That is abundance of globalization. Now we have entered abundance of information recently in the last few decades. Now we're entering the abundance of intelligence.
Right.
And being in a physical form, we experience actually always abundance of physicality. Our five senses are being bombarded every single second with input of information. Smells and touches and sounds and sights. Very abundant. Every experience is very abundant. So life itself, even if it's boring to the mind, it's still abundant with boredom. When you're in higher consciousness, you cannot be bored ever, because even the boredom is abundant. It's a feeling. It's boring to the mind, but to consciousness, it's another kind of abundant experience. The mind can be excited, can be bored. For the consciousness, same thing. Duality. So without being overpowered by duality, therefore we need capacity, we need that space of higher consciousness called expansion of consciousness. Meher Baba said the best way to cleanse the heart and prepare for the stilling of the mind is to lead a normal life, worldly life. Living in the midst of your day-to-day duties, responsibilities, likes, dislikes will help you. Because all of these are actually the means to purify your heart. At the heart, at the soul level, every experience has something. It is the means. If we reorient to a deeper way of meeting every moment, we will see that every ordinary experience is actually the means of meeting God more deeply. Most of the sages in the history of humanity lived a simple life, regular life. It is just that the media tends to attract populistic attention. So everybody knows someone who became popular, but nobody pays attention to the majority of spiritual masters who live simple life. Kabir was a weaver. Jesus was a carpenter. Lahiri Mahasaya was accountant. These days, I stopped counting how many kinds of duties I perform on a daily basis. From construction to accounting, team, communications, grocery shopping, cat litter management. If I had a hat for each of the duties, it would be many, many rows of hats, of roles. The real renunciation. I see renunciation as escapism, because living in the world functionally is much more difficult. But the real renunciation is abandonment of selfish thoughts, desires, in the midst of worldly duties. In the midst of all worldly duties here and now, there is appreciation of all distinctions, but behind it all in higher consciousness, there is one reality in all of it. There is one God without exclusion of anything. So whether I talk or move or act or do any duty, it is all in the same one reality, in God. I know that, I see that, I have realized that, I am that. This is the experience. Living in God. The most beautiful thing is loving God. And there's no need for any special time, place, circumstance. No necessity of anything out of ordinary daily routine. This is more of an ultimate immersion or oneness of God as God. Because I can't exclude anything. It's impossible for me to exclude anything. But on the way, how do we prepare for this fullness or wholeness of experience of higher consciousness in regular life? We set the right priorities first. Self-realization, soul liberation is number one priority. Life, number two. All the duties of life, number two. It cannot be the other way around. If life is number one, there will be next life and next life and next life. Thousands of lifetimes are available for you to carry on until you will realize priorities. People believe that they are advancing in life. People believe that our civilization will advance, and there's always that hope of better tomorrow. While at a regular life level, it is important, but that's priority number two. This is more of a horizontal priority. A vertical priority is God realization, soul liberation. This is a vertical priority, number one. So once we have our priorities clear and straight, and by this I really mean it, because many spiritual seekers begin their spiritual journey either because of some pain, suffering, or because of some fun. Either pain or fun, typically. In both cases, they really don't have this clear priority. Because they say that I don't want pain and suffering, or they say I want to upgrade my experience. This is more interesting. This is exciting. This is more fun. This is a horizontal priority. Avoiding seeking. having your priority vertically clear, it's already a very right intention, mindset, right heart set, soul set. This gives a clear direction, vertical direction. God, realization, soul liberation. Having that clear, then without getting lost in the fun or only working on the healing of challenges, both are necessary, but these are ups and downs. We come to realize that presence is the foundation. Presence is the foundation. This is what creates space, capacity. And from presence, having that foundation, then we keep moving deeper. Now, once we work through things, even after self-realization, how does regular life unfold? Regularly. Even when you're self-realized, you gotta take the trash out in the morning or at night. Even when you're self-realized, you need to go buy groceries, make your food, do your bed, clean your house. Somehow many people forget about that. They expect the extraordinary, which happens inside for the inner self. Everything changes, but outside, nothing changes. Unless you need to make certain adjustments along the way. For example, becoming vegetarian, changing your diet, focusing on a more holistic health to support this higher capacity in life. Maybe taking a bit less hours at work because life is not about money only. Maybe that promotion is not actually what you need, because that promotion will give you more responsibilities, longer hours, more stress. And that's why the priorities are not clear, it means. Many times it's better to have more simple job, which sustains your necessary finances to sustain your livelihood, but having those extra hours for yourself, for your family, for the quality of life, to go to a park, to go to the nature, to spend time with kids, to enjoy life, not office. So many times I see that people realize this along the way, that promotion is maybe not the best thing for them after all. In a way, promotion should make your life easier. Otherwise, it is demotion, because it makes your life more complicated. So ideally, you're promoted to a more beautiful, more balanced life. This is the real promotion, and luckily you can choose it. The promotion to a more stressful life, you have to work really hard for it to become even more stressful. But the beauty is that a promotion to a more easy life is completely in your hands, to a more balanced life. That is in your hands. This is a missing power that everybody holds. And the society was conditioned to become unnatural. And living in self-realization, living in full consciousness, you start to see through it. You start to appreciate the power that you have. For example, to get an easier job. Why would you strive for a more stressful job? Strive for a more balanced job for your livelihood. So full consciousness shows you more clearly where the real power is. What you have been missing out of your real power, which is usually so simple. The society, the media is conditioning for more stress, more fear. And if you see it, see through it, more stress, more fear, this is what is promoted. This is what's being conditioned in society. And you push the handbrake and you say, oh, my power is in completely opposite direction. My power is to live more balanced life, to live more connected with the nature, with the higher planes of existence, not to live your life in the VR goggles. That's not real life. If you've seen Big Bang Theory, Sheldon was saying, I'm gonna go for a walk to clear my mind. And he puts the VR goggles to go for a walk to clear the mind. That's not really getting some fresh air at all. So that's why living in large cities is very unnatural. People moved to large cities for excitement of all of it, and now people are realizing and moving away from large cities to again live a quality life, which is usually much cheaper, by the way. Beautiful. That's in your power. You can do that. I'd rather choose to be a grocery store cashier in a beautiful nature little town than an accountant on the 27th floor. So we have this choice. We have power. In full consciousness, you can see more clearly beyond conditioning. Therefore, you can start to see the beauty of regular life. I enjoy going for a cup of tea, like this morning. Went for a cup of tea, just a 10 minutes walk. Everything is completely regular. The lady from England, just a regular lady. We have a regular chat. I have regular cup of tea. And I love it. It's so beautiful. Coming outside, fresh air, wind blasting with a bit of chilliness. That's also beautiful. So in full consciousness, regular life is more appreciated. It's kind of like coming a full circle from being caged in a regular life, then opening, and then enjoying regular life. That's coming a full circle. Like in the typical rom-com, romantic comedy. the typical script. A lady or a guy was living in a small town. Typically, they went to the New York City, got all promotions and so on, and became very unhappy. And then something happened in the hometown, they have to go back, and then they find love. And their life sorts out. It's a beautiful message. Very wise message, very wise. Pretty much this is what self-realization is all about. Living in, starting your life in a regular way, then seeing all the limitations of your mind, your emotions, your psychology, your heart, your soul, and then taking on the journey of self-realization, liberation, climbing those Himalayas. And when you reach the very top, then you enjoy going back home. And then you appreciate. Like, think of it, if you prepared for expedition to Mount Everest, you were training, walking, trekking for many months, you were building up your physicality, you were preparing your mind, you packed your bags, you went there, you got a bit of altitude sickness, you overcame it, you nearly froze your limbs, you climbed the mountain, you got burnt of the sun, you nearly died on the way, and when you reached the top, if you did reach the top, if you didn't make your way back home midway, so if you reach your top, you have underwent so many transformations of your life, so many discomforts, so many extremes of weather, of the mind giving up 1,000,000 times on you, and your body giving up on you many times. And somehow through the grace, you made it to the very top, and you don't even know how you did it, but you did it. And once you did it, when you come back home, there is nothing better than that couch and a cup of tea. And then you put a picture on your desk, you on the mountain of Everest, and then you enjoy your life. Simple things. This is coming full circle. The mountaineers, the climbers, I call them Pinda yogis. The yogis of Pinda, the yogis of physicality, who test every single limit of their physicality, and they overcome all these tedious, harsh environments, physical places. These are Pinda yogis. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, really beautiful. Next life, they can explore something inwardly, something deeper. Many more mountains are in Anda, Brahmanda, Parbrahmanda, the divine mountains, the 7 divine mountains, 7 divine spirits. There are many, many mountains on the inner planes within your deeper consciousness. So that's the beauty of coming full circle.